Yo! Oh. Give me 1 second. Yo! Forgot to turn that light on. What is going on? Welcome in. Awkward. We'll just pretend like that. Like I had that light on the whole time. It makes me look real unprofessional. I didn't. But yeah, what's going on? Yo, yo. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Final day, I think I'm going to be playing the Wind Druid. I could always just change my mind. I've been known to do that once in a while. Arid's Plateau. Oh yeah, this is like, he's like real far away, isn't he? Feel real far away. Not very close. Still don't see me. Should. Go on, KC, Gold, Magic Find, Marco, Marty, Jeffrey, welcome in, yo yo. Let's try this one portal. Why not? I think it's really, really annoying, but we're gonna do it anyways. Welcome in, Wicked Ball. What is up, yo yo? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me hop through here first. Can you go? There we go. Typical film maneuver. Let me pull up one thing I forgot again. This would be the third one thing I forgot today. There we go. Now I got all the one things that I forgot. Yeah. Okay, never mind. There's just no monsters in here. Giant maulers with a ton of health and crushing blow and succubi. Man, this area is so garbo. We'll do it. We'll do one of them though now. We'll do one. You had to leave and come back. Gotcha. A little glitcho in the system. Almost got a Tyrell's Might right off the bat. If I had one more magic find, this right here would probably be a Tyrell's Might. Allegedly. Mewtwo says Philly cheese emote. Cheesesteak emote. Wouldn't be the worst idea. Sounds like a lot of work though. Underestimate how lazy I am. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful... What is today? Monday, isn't it? Somebody have a case of the Mondays. This is the first day in a while I'm actually not feeling too bad. A little tired still somehow. Not sure how that's possible, but... A little tired, but... Of course, yesterday I wasn't feeling great, but I forced myself to go to the gym. Instantly hurt my back again. So yeah, that's great. Typical old people things, you know what I mean? You guys know... You people know all about being old, I know. As do I. Yeah, boy, this could be one of the worst terror zones I've ever sawed. I ever did done sawed. Emotion. No, I just thought it was something dumb funny thing, yeah. Final day using the Wind Druid, emotional. Alright. Lots of good stuff in here, I see. Boy, never doing this again. Wait till I actually get old. Boy, I don't know. I'm about as old as it's gonna get, Varthamus. Had a rain out today. Yeah, it's pretty... Rain until like 11 here in Michigan where I'm at, so... It hasn't been raining for a little bit now, but... We'll just send this into the invent. Could go with that 5 NATO. How much more damage does that do? 5 to 55. Yeah, a little bit. Let's go Chaos. Show the muscles. Ooh, yeah, I do got the tank on. Showing off my tan. Actually, it was like I would brush my teeth. I look in the mirror. I'm like, man, I got a stinking tan going here. It's crazy. Between on Thursday going on the boat and then the 4th of July pool party, where I was outside in the sun like the whole time. Oh, never mind. You need a lot of rain where you're at, Marty? Gotcha, gotcha. That's, Colorado, Denver, so I can't remember exactly. Colorado, right? Denver? Out that way. Yeah, them fires out on that side of the country can get crazy, right? There and like, there's probably, Texas is probably known for it too. Obviously, California. I don't know exactly everywhere, I swears, but... Yeah, here we've been getting rain like crazy, but it's because it's so hot all the time. Like, it was cool for a while, and then it got super hot. Like, super crazy hot here. Which, obviously, it causes the lakes to, you know, when it gets hot, it evaporates, and then you get a bunch of rain. It's almost like lake effect rain. So, in Michigan, when it gets, like, so hot like that. So, it's been raining, like, a bunch. We had, like, 5 straight days of, like, 100. Like, the heat index was, like, 115 one day. And then we get like 5 straight days of rain because of it. And then it cools down. And then like, yeah, like tomorrow it's supposed to be like 95 again. That's how it works in Michigan. But every place has its own little weather patterns. Ray said you've gotten alerts all day about storms this afternoon. Gotcha. I think we just had some incredibly light rain, but actually for like a bunch of hours today. Rained a good amount yesterday too. But then we're supposed to get some super hot days coming up, I think. Not that I'm a meteorologist or anything, but what I remember seeing. Yeah, Barthman said he thinks it sounds like half of Colorado has burned up already. Really? Yeah, I guess I guess not being my area, I guess I kind of missed it or whatever. Huh. It's unfortunate. $99, Marty says today for you. Yeah, that's probably what we got coming in the next couple of days here for Michigan. Coming across the country, probably hit us then. Yeah, unfortunate. See, pool party. Why weren't we all invited? Was not my thing. So Molly, this is players 3 difficulty, by the way. So not players 1, players 3. From a question Molly asked from a minute ago. Yep, no damage lacking here, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3 tornadoes down with the, you know, these guys got like the most health in here. 1, 2, wreck. Oh, Merc killed him before I could even take him out. Yeah, a lot of people, I'm not going to go too much into it because I was like, everyone was trying to debate me the other day when I was streaming, but everybody thinks that if a build isn't equal to the Hammerden, then it's like not good. Which I'm not going to go. Like I said, I'm not going to go fully into it, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. Jeffrey says 98 last night, up to 114 now. Is that normal temperature wherever you're at, or is that heat index temperature? But either way, that's, yeah. There was a couple days here last week in Michigan, yeah, where it was like 88, like was the overnight low. I was like, what? Like, where is this Arizona in the summer? Like, what is going on here? Crazy. World record chaos run. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not even watching the screen while I'm playing. I'm reading chat, so hard to set a record when you're not looking at the screen. Oh, he moved. 100,000 acres burned so far, Barthma says, is what you heard about the news about the forest fires, you say? Yeah, that sounds like a big number. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Let's see, Marty, you say you got a hundo today, 99? Yeah, it's getting hot places this summer. This summer is an extra doubly hot one, that's for sure. Extra doubly, triply hot. That's the regular temperature. That's not even the heat index temperature. Where, Jeffrey, where do you live again? The Sahara or 115? Jeez. Like flat temperature. That's crazy. Spread some knowledge on minus enemy res. 130 and asunder for my fire sword. So the most you can get to is minus 100, Ezra. So I guess, is there a diminishing return? There's not a diminishing return, but there is a, I don't know the proper way to word it. I suppose there's a cap at minus 100. So 230 would be essentially more than you would need. So if you could take off some minus res somewhere, like let's say you have a flickering flame and you could throw on something up here that would increase your survivability and magic find and mana and life or something like that, you know, like essentially a Shaco is what I'm saying. In that instance, a Shaco would be better than flickering flame and dropping it down to even less minus res. You know, that's just kind of too much. You know what I mean? Because even if a monster's sundered, minus res works at like full efficiency when monsters are sundered. So yeah, you'd be like 35 res over the most possible res you could ever use. So same heat in Germany, says Spez. Yeah, I had heard about, you know, Europe, and Europe's got some interesting cultural things to where, and I'm all going off of what I heard, you know, and it was on the internet, so it's got to be true. No, but I believe this actually is true, that only like 20% of European homes have air conditioning or something, which is crazy. Just it's cultural, and it's like an older, you know, just an older culture and some older homes and stuff like that. In the United States, it's like 85% of houses have air conditioning, but in Europe, apparently it's like 20% do. So like it's even crazier hot, like just from what I've heard. So. Oh, Jordan, thank you for the 33 months of Slayership. Oop, man, the speaker's blasting on this end.
Do the dance move I always say.
I have no idea what that means, Jordan. Yeah, thank you so much for the 33 months of Slayership and the incomprehensible message to follow. Appreciate you. It won't let you do the stanky leg in the. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't read your other comment till I read your other one. So that's interesting that the message you could type it in a normal message, but it wouldn't let you do it in a super chat. That is interesting. I don't know why that would be. So, am I a Red Wings fan? I am a Wings fan, but I'll be honest. I'm not like a huge Wings fan. I don't watch hockey like pretty much at all anymore because it's not on regular television that I can watch. It's on nothing that I have really. So, I think technically you can watch it on like Hulu nowadays or something like that. But I just kind of, it was off of anything I could watch for so many years that I just kind of like disconnected from hockey. You know, I don't know any of the players that play anymore and stuff. So. I mean, I know some of the Red Wings just from like local sports talk radio, but yeah, no, not a huge one. On AC just for those days, but pretty much no AC in your apartment. Yeah, I used to when I lived like by myself. That's how I was, but yeah, I'd probably still be living by myself if I didn't. I'd probably wouldn't be married if I didn't have air conditioning. But yeah, when I lived in the house by myself, I just turned fans on. Fonzo, pro bowling championship of the world. You're talking about a specific tournament going on right now or whatever. I don't follow pro bowling a lot. There's some people on YouTube I follow, but I don't. I sort of watch once in a while, but pretty much 2 or 3 or 4 days after whatever tournament it is, I'll watch the tournament on like YouTube or something, you know. So. What about them Pistons? Ooh, Gold Magic Find knows what's up. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really watch basketball anymore either because it's not on normal television. Apparently, I don't know if this is going to continue, but last season, towards the end of the year, I started finding that Amazon Prime just had NBA games just on Amazon Prime for free that you could watch all the time, like really regularly. So if that's like a new thing all the time, I might start watching the Pistons again, to be honest. Because originally they had it to where Amazon Prime bought the Diamond Sports Network, I believe it was, that has rights to like 150 different local sports teams, like hockey stuff and baseball, and it's got had like the Pistons and the Tigers on it and a bunch of others from around the country. And Amazon bought that entire network. It was a whole conglomerate, network of sports rights. But then they put it on their Amazon Sports Network or something that nobody got. Literally nobody. So I think they might have just started putting it on Amazon Prime. I never looked into it, but I watched 2 or 3 games near the end of the season last year. So, do you only run Terror Zones? No, like right now I'm not running Terror Zones. I pretty much run regular. I pretty much avoid Terror Zones, not exclusively, but I run them sometimes, I guess. Good price checker for Thunder Triumphs? No, I do not. If I sorry, I got distracted. That was my wife texted me here. I would just look it up on one of the trade things, and I'd have to dig around and figure out what it's worth. I don't do a ton of trading nowadays because I just don't have fun with trading anymore. There were times back in the day when I felt like I was wheeling and dealing, like I'm some pro trader guy, because I'd trade almost exclusively, or I would farm up some key sets and some spirit rune sets and then parlay that and trade it up into like more valuable things. But nowadays I don't find joy in that anymore. I find the fun of the game is in finding actually the gear actually dropping and me going out and finding it, So yeah, I'm pretty notoriously bad at valuing things. Oh, looks like some conversation here, but yeah, Barthman said he's seen 100k miles burned, but apparently that was like a couple of days out of date, and it's like double that now. Yeah, it's crazy. What's really crazy is when the fires are so huge out west, like the western United States, and people from other parts of the world probably wouldn't think this, but literally, we've had it to where the fires in like California and like must be Colorado and those different areas, probably Utah and stuff like that too, I would guess, are so huge that when the sun sets in the afternoon, it'll sometimes glow this crazy, like the whole sky will be red from the setting sun going through all the smoke in the atmosphere, and it'll change the color of the sunsets to like these crazy colors. But yeah, the first time that happened, it was whoa. Or sometimes like there'll be huge fires in Canada because there's so much forest in Canada, right? That the smoke will drift into Michigan, and sometimes they'll have to put out advisories because I've walked outside and I'm like, man, I can only see like maybe a mile. Look how foggy it is. And then you go outside and it's not humid at all. It's literally smoke from Canada that has drifted down over like 25% of the United States, covering us in smoke that looks like fog. It's crazy. But yeah. Forest fire stuff, absolutely crazy, unfortunate stuff, but yeah, really stinky. But yeah, just like the size of the world and stuff, you would think that like smoke from California wouldn't affect you in Michigan, but or in another country like Canada. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Alberta during a forest fire, absolute nightmare. Yeah, I believe it. Also, it could help you out on GeoGuessr too. There's a couple of roads in Russia that they that the camera, the view of the camera is all smoky because they were recording and there was a forest fire like semi nearby when they were driving through the roads. So you can tell exactly where you are in Russia on GeoGuessr based upon that particular trick. Little known fact. It's very useful as well because it's like, oh, like 80% of the population lives on the western part over kind of by like Europe, and there's like the capital of Russia over there and stuff, and then there's like not a lot of roads out the other way, but it's one of the roads out the other way, so it can really save your butt. So any GeoGuessr fans out there, yeah, Varthamus, I actually had heard that, I didn't, not necessarily about the southeast United States, but, like decades and millennia, essentially, of dirt and sand from the Sahara Desert wafting up into the air and falling, like, in the Amazon, is like, I forget exactly how it affected the climate and whatever, but it was like a portion of, like, why the Amazon is the way it is and stuff. From like the sandstorms in the Sahara Desert wafting up into the air, and yeah, I don't remember. I watched some documentary that was talking about it, but I don't remember the full details, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do. So, but you know what I'm saying though. Crazy stuff. Go drop this stuff off at the stash. Kind of forgot about it. Man, my beard's getting long. Look at this thing. Pretty crazy, huh? I had to trim that sucker. Some of you guys are like, Phil, we can barely see it. That's like a 5 o'clock shadow. For me, it's getting pretty long. Oh, Guam. I forgot, yeah, Guam out over there, and I forget what the name of the island besides Guam is. The islands there. Completely forget about Guam. Sorry, any Guaminians in chat? Completely forgot about you. Guaminians. I feel like that fits. ASAP stocky, is that where you're from? I can't tell what that one part's saying there. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna assume it means something really cool though. First time you were in Guam, it rained 6 different times. Yeah, could be just the islands have really interesting climates though too. And I don't know what type of island Guam is. I don't really remember, but like some of them that have super high mountains or like volcanic ones, like Hawaii, like one side of like, I don't remember if it's, let's see, north, south. I don't remember what it is, but one side of the island will be like bone dry desert, and the other side will be, it'll rain, like you said, like 6 times a day. Like it'll rain 362 days out of the year, you know? And then there'll be another spot that's like, you know, the perfect climate all the time. It's like 72 and sunny 365 days out of the year. Islands are pretty interesting like that. Good morning in Guam talk. Guam talk. Is that their official language? It's called Guam talk? That's crazy. What's up? Sure, one of your friends called you, I think. Yeah, you go ahead. Amorin, okay. Gotcha. If I ever had a place that I was in control of and we had our own language, I would call it like, yeah. What do you guys speak? Phil talk. Ogre, well done steaks, smellers. Speaking of Phil talk, don't forget to hit that like button on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that for me. Appreciate you. Oh, I missed the context there, but Herlocker go full Viking. Is that a football reference, or was that... I can't remember what we were referencing back there a second ago. I got distracted. Do forgive me. Galback, yo! Welcome in. Oh, yeah, so I didn't text you back. I did see your text real quick. Back still hurts, but it feels better than it did yesterday. Good old Grease. Oh, beard reference. Oh, yeah, I forgot. My bad. I can't read fast enough. I can't read, think, and talk fast enough to keep up. My bad. Yeah, no, I do gotta trim this sucker, though. I kind of like it looking better, but it is already annoying. And it's like 1/4 of an inch long. Lolligator, welcome in. How was it last day? It'll never exist again after today because they're... No, I'm just joking. I'm done playing it after today. For my, like, setup runs or whatever there. Last day that I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna switch builds after today. To a different build. Emotional. So I'll have to decide what I'm playing next. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe I'll do one of the Warlock builds, but I don't know. I tend to like to go back and forth between like one of the most powerful builds and one of the ones that's like not the most powerful build. Like one that works good, but not the most powerful. Then go to like a more powerful, less powerful, more powerful. I like bouncing back and forth, kind of, sort of. It's kind of my preferred. Tornado Wolf. I have not considered anything else on the Druid. Nope. I probably, essentially 100% chance I will not be playing something on the Druid next. It'll either be... I don't want to do another playthrough right now, but I kind of want to use a Barb or something, though. I don't know. But I don't have a Barb played through. I don't know if I want to spend all the time playing through a Barb right now. I still haven't played through a Barb and an Assassin, and I don't think the Necro either, so... I don't know. I didn't do Amazon either. So yeah, there's 4 I guess I've only played through 4 of the characters, and I still have 4 more to play through, so... Maybe I should get on some playthroughs, huh? Mom, yo! What's going on? Welcome in. Good to see ya. Golden Magnifying said he said like number 6. What? Right now, you just got the 6th person to hit the like button? No, we got to get them numbers up. I ain't putting up with that. Come on. Don't be some bummy ass losers. Come on, hit that like button. On YouTube, help a brother out. Barb, says Lolligator. Maybe. Bo is on Heart. I really don't much like Boazon, to be honest. Really don't. Maybe I should just give her a whirl, give her a test one time. Just maybe it's been long enough. Maybe it's better than I remember. Maybe this and that. Maybe. Oop, hit the wrong buttons. Go. Wait, where did, oh, I thought I hit this already. Turns out, I did not. Java's on next. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to spend a couple of days playing through with an Amazon, so... And since, you know, I'm not a speedrunner guy, and I don't play like 8 hours straight in a day, so it'd take me like 3 days to play through with an Amazon. Or I could just transfer gear over from my other character and beat the game much, much faster, but... Hurt Locker wants to try Spirazon. Yeah, if you have crazy gear, it actually does really good, but I've never really played it much at all, to be honest. Spirazon. Ghost Glavies, allegedly. First ones of them too. First Wraithfly. That is Glavy, right? Let me know in the comments. Am I pronouncing it right or wrong on purpose? You don't know. You don't know. Jane says I should rock Poison Dagger Necro. I don't know about that. Maybe. 250 on the throw damage is kind of cool. I think we're going to hang on to that, actually. Maybe I could rock those on a throw barb, huh? Spirazon, interesting. Just to play, I don't know. I kind of want to play a barb maybe, though. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I really want to do another playthrough after I just did a playthrough. Don't know. Never did Poison Necro. Want to see it in action? Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I could do it before D-Web. Like, Death's Web changes the Poison Necro, like, completely, though. I've done it before that, but, if you don't have D-Web, you're doing, like, the pits and, like, Elgin Shank and stuff at, like, Players 3 difficulty. And if you have D-Web, you can do, like, anywhere on Players 3 pretty easy, and you can even do... like Players 7, you know. It's obviously not like an act boss type of takeout type of character, but like any, like even like P7 Cast Sanctuary, you could rock it with D-Web, you know, with good speed. But with other things, it's a lot slower. D-Web just busted, needs to nerf. That's my new thing. Anytime something's good, I just say it needs to get nerfed. Flayer Jungle Swampy Pit. Flayer Jungle can be cool. Fire Enchant? Not a bad modifier. I mean, I could, I guess, maybe. Ral Room. KKK. See, I would say before D-Web, I'd honestly probably rock the Summon Necro. Maybe. I do already have Enigma though. I don't like Bone Spear is good, but you have to aim a lot. It's really annoying. I like the ones where you don't have to aim. Your third find in the Chronicle? Well, you must mean like your third rare find. There's no way you didn't find like the Nell Striker and then like I don't know, Spirit Shroud, and then something like before a Manald. Yeah, your third rare one. Okay. It's like you were at 0.2% on your Chronicle, found D-Web. That's crazy. Crazy! Yeah, I haven't found a D-Web yet, but there's all kinds of stuff I haven't found for whatever reason. I thought I did, but I looked it up in my Chronicle and I did not. I still haven't found a Reaper's Toll yet. And not like nothing. No Reaper's Toll, which is crazy. It's not the most crazy thing in the world, but it's like annoying crazy, we'll call it. Annoying crazy. Got it off Diablo drop, huh? I would have thought Diablo couldn't drop D-Web. When he's terrorized, he could for sure. But you meant normal. I didn't think he could drop a normal. Going to Griffin's Eye and Death's Fathom about 10 minutes apart. Ooh, tipping. Nice. Tipping on fofos. Nice. Was terrorized, says Shane. Gotcha. Yeah. Checks out. Makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I want one of those. Swanee spent all the time gathering Wind Druid gear. Find out you didn't like the playstyle 5 minutes after you respec. Unfortunate. Yeah, I definitely... And I've played almost every... Like, there's some stuff I haven't played very much. Spirazon and stuff. And there has actually been a couple times I didn't really like a build at all. Like, playing it as a ladder reset build. Which one was it? I think, oh yeah. I did my Corpse Explosion Summon Necro, or Summon Druid one time for a ladder reset. Like, I just made it a Summon Druid, and then as soon as I found anything 1% valuable, I traded it for a Bone Hew, you know? Which are, like, essentially free, like, nobody uses them, so you just, like, spam out, like, hey, I'll give you Tal, Thul, or Am for a, unique Ogre-Maw, or Ogre-X. The Bone Hew, and you're like overpaying at that point, but yeah, didn't like it much. The summons, I kind of didn't think about how many plus skills you need for the summons to work like a little bit at all. And with really crazy budget gear, it just doesn't work. You need at least like 10 plus skills on your character for the summons to stay alive and last a long time, you know. So, and then I did a max charged bolt sork, and it was I think it was one of the first seasons, or it's like the second or third or something of Mosaic, and I just remember trying to play it in games with people, and yeah, it obviously, like, a budget charged bolt sork against Mosaic assassins, you're not gonna have a great time. Or if you're just in games with like Hamberdons with Enigma, and yeah, you're a charged bolt sork with like a crescent moon and a lore helm and a stealth armor, and you're like, okay. But yeah, good morning, team. Jason, welcome in. What's going on? Sunday vibes. Yo. The tornadoes felt awkward. Yo, yeah, they are for sure. You, for the most part, you pretty much treat the tornadoes like a Hammerdon. You telly stomp and shoot, telly stomp and blast, telly stomp and blast. The same way you do with a Hammerdon. Because, like, yeah, if he's right here and I'm trying to hit him with hammers, like, that don't really work out too good. Same with the tornadoes, because like hitting someone with a tornado from this far away, like yeah, pretty much the same exact thing. You just play it like a hammered in. But it is true, they are awkward if you don't have Enigma. Very much so. Happy belated 4th. Appreciate you, Jason. Same to you. Hopefully you had a good one. Yeah, to be honest, I felt like doo-doo all weekend. I don't know what exactly. There's no way I had a 7-day hangover, but I guess it's possible. I am that old, I guess. Old Phil. Let's see. Sunday finished hell on the Warlock. Okay. All right. Nice, nice, nice. You got a Cham? Oh my goodness. A Cham on a playthrough, it sounds like, in Tarash's Tombs. Yeah, that's pretty crazy stuff right there. Congratulations. Congrats. Proctor says constant rain and humidity. This is true. You think that might have been what got me? Maybe. But I did drink way too much on Thursday when I went out in the boat with one of my buddies. Even yesterday, I just literally laid in bed for like... I literally laid in bed for like 6 straight... I laid in bed from like 2:30 in the afternoon until like 9 o'clock at night. And then I just like laid on the couch until I fell asleep. Which is insanity for me. Like, that's not normal. But yeah. Just old, I guess. Just too old. If I drink like 5 beers, I'm out of commission for 2 weeks, so... Old people. Yeah, congrats Sunday there on your 2nd Cham. Congratulations. Stupid Oak Sage. Would you just get out of here? I cast you over here. Just stay there, please. Or just charge in to your certain death. Oh, Scourge. Let's see. I don't know the level rules. So, Stormlash or Horizons? I feel like it probably has to be Horizons, but I don't really know. We're going to cross the fingers for Stormlash if it can be. Boom! Oh, well, Horizons. My first one of those, I suppose, so we'll knock it off the list. Still pretty rare. Still pretty rare. So, tornadoes on striking. Maybe we'll hang on to 1. Sad face. Yeah, it is what it is. Is what it is. Level 15 NATOs though, right? What do you use for that Storm Wolf or whatever they call it? I've like heard of it, I guess, but I've never played it, seen it, whatever. You use that or you use something else? What is it? Carrying Wind, I think, has some kind of tornado or twister thing on it, like on striking. I don't really even know. I don't even really know. Did I have sunglasses on the water? Yeah, for sure. For sure. I feel like I need sunglasses right now, to be honest. It's funny though, because we were like took his boat out to like a sandbar or whatever, and because of the level of the water, I have like a tan line like right just below like my chest. So like the upper bit of my stomach is like sunburned from like here, like to my chest or whatever. It's like super burned, and then it's like white. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Because that's like right to where the water was, and we were like playing catch, and they had like different things, football out and stuff, and what is that called? Stick in the ball. I forget what it's called now. Prove it. I'm good. I see what you're doing. Tarp off. I'm not sure what that means there, Jason. What build is this? So this is just called the Tornado Druid. And then I do utilize summons along with it too, since, you know, in modern day D2R you can do that. Why not? Am I right? The summons mainly just are like little meat shields, though. Oh, let's go. Myrmidon Greaves. I hear those are pretty rare ones. Boom. For Shadow Dancers. Let's go. We're knocking them all off the list now. That Chronicle's got to be almost done by now, huh? Juju. Top back and send those. I gotta clean up some of these items here too. Tarp off is a thing we say for no shirt. Interesting. Not here in my parts. Not here in these parts. No skiller. Bone skin ya bum. Good afternoon, Captain Cooper. You were watching, well, you say yesterday, but I'm assuming you probably mean the day before, but yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Yesterday, I didn't do nothing. I went and seen Toy Story 5 yesterday. Just by myself. I didn't take my family or anything. It was just, I just went by myself to see it. Gonna Mark, yo, yo, yo. Yep, Monday slaying, better believe it. Better believe that's what we're doing. Already knocked some cool stuff off the list, actually. Let me double check this too. Where are we at? 80% at the moment. So 80% on uniques, 87 rune words, 7%. Oh, 20, okay. There's a bunch of them I could make, I just haven't done it yet. Rune words are tough though, yeah. When you have to find 3 Zods, that makes it tough. 40 on the fire res. Okay. Love the windy stomping. Lead Express. Glad you like it. It's more than 3 Zods now, isn't it? I thought it was 3, isn't it? Isn't it Void, Breath of the Dying, and Obsession? I thought that was the 3 of them. Could be wrong, though. Yes, Saffron. You think I, Sweet Phil, would ever misremember something? Come on, get out of here. What were you thinking? There is a couple extra Cham ones too, isn't there? Like, I'd have to look it up. Of course, I don't remember, but I think there's something like, I'm gonna guess 5 Cham rune words, maybe. I don't really know, actually. That's my guess, though. Six? Ooh, so close. Whoopsie. And of course, Jaw is always a problem. There's like, to make all the rune words, there's something like, I'm gonna guess here again, I don't know this for sure, but 13 Jaws to make all the Jaw rune words, maybe? Maybe that's overkill. Eh. 12, huh? Wait, I said 13. That was pretty close. Yeah. Maybe we should double check this wand just in case I never found it yet. I don't remember. Yeah, I did. That was pretty close. Okay, let's get out of there before I get ripped out of here. A lot of upper crust. I'm assuming you mean lower crust, but yeah. Yeah, I would not necessarily do it that way. You kind of just gotta go out and blast, and definitely you'd be taking like all your ohms and stuff and sirs and decubing it up to the jaws eventually if you wanted to make them all. I feel like you would, like, you'd probably find maybe half the jaws to make all those rune words, and then make all the rune words for lower runes, and then be able to cube all the rest of the runes you find up to the jaws and stuff, probably. That's what I was on the verge of doing that before, before Reign of the Warlock came out. Ray said you found 4 Zods before, but only ever 1 Cham. Yeah, that is astronomically crazy. Very crazy, but yeah, D2, that's, it'd be like that sometimes, am I right? It'd be like that. Yeah, Saffron, I was kind of thinking that. I was like, I thought it needed 3 jaws, but I guess I misremembered, but Ja Mal Ja Sir Ja Burr or something like that. Some ridiculous... What a ridiculous rune word. What a ridiculous rune word Last Wish is. What is a high rune except a Vex? Are you suggesting like the only high rune you ever seen was a Vex? Like the lowest one? There technically are other high runes, right? Yeah, all those runes to get outperformed by a grief. Kind of, I guess, but yeah, more so I just meant like, man, how ridiculous. Of like, rune cost. Because it's not even like, let's say there's an item like as rare as D-Web. As rare as, let's just say Tyro's Might. D-Web's actually useful, but we'll just say even Tyro's Might. Like, you could get lucky on the playthrough and find Tyro's Might. It could happen, and then you have some crazy good item to use. But to get 3 Jaws, it just takes years of playing. You're not going to find 3 Jaws on a playthrough. I would venture to say that has never happened before. But I bet you people have found Tyro's Might on the playthrough. Like, you know, they're doing bail runs and bail drops a Tyro's Might one time. Like, I guarantee you that's happened. But I bet you never has anyone ever found 3 Jaws on a playthrough. That's like so astronomically impossible to happen that, yeah. That's just the amount of grindy that is crazy. Against all reason, the low rune is a high rune. I see what you did there. Yeah, Gold Magic Find says Vex, the highest you've ever had. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I get you. You'll get there, though. High runes, if you don't run Lower Kuras for like 2 weeks or a month or something, it's just so much luck. It's just so much luck involved. Maybe we'll take a few since they stack up anyways nowadays, just because. First burr in like 6 months yesterday. Congratulations, ASAP. Yo, yo, yo. Timmy said found 2 Jaws in 20 years, but only picked up one of them. I'm guessing the other one fell in front of you when you were in like chaos or something and someone else snagged her. Yeah, it happens. But yeah, Jaws are not common. Which is why I always recommend people run LK on single player if at all possible. If you're playing single player, that is. I always go back to the fact of when I tell people that when I started my first Holy Grail as a full-time Diablo 2 YouTuber, which I actually don't play a crazy ton, but I play quite a bit, I feel. I mean, I do this, you know, videos and play the game as a full-time job. It took me 1.5 years to find a Ja rune, but less than that to find another though. Oh yeah. I'm always happy about any mid. Lemon higher, of course. Love it to be a high rune, but we ain't mad about it. We ain't mad. Rune. Yeah. Yeah, it took 1.5 years to actually drop my first Ja rune off of a monster. So if I hadn't went and ran LK, yeah, it would have been 1.5 years before I could make Enigma. And at the time, I actually was using Enigma on a character. So like, if you don't have Enigma, you're gonna farm much less efficiency. So it probably would have been even longer before I had found my first Ja rune, because I wouldn't have been able to make Enigma yet, which is crazy to think about. So yeah. Bad roll D-Web? Yeah, you'll be alright. Still using it, I know it's annoying. I'd be annoyed a little bit too, but realistically, if you think about it, if you had like a little bit better one, or the one you have there, You could swap them around and you would never really like know the difference while you're playing. But yeah, when it's something that rare, you definitely, I get the feeling, you feel it when it rolls bad for sure. Zon playthrough next? Ooh, no promises. At all, no promises on that. But I do need to decide what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'll do another playthrough, I don't know. Is this time, like, away from seasons like this, really the videos are a bit on the slower side for me, so I could, get some playthroughs out of the way so I wouldn't have, I don't know. Wait, didn't I? Slay they? The Space Marine? Maybe? I was like, Slaw the Space Marine? I'm not sure, but welcome in. On a Nature's Peace, you love that thing? Okay, gotcha. Nature's Peace. Slaying monsters, rest in peace or whatever, yeah. Works out for some stuff. Sun's out, guns out. The sun is actually not out. But yeah, just wearing a tank top, Love tank tops in the summer. Yeah, Ray's saying playthroughs are fun. Yeah, some people like them more than others. Full playthroughs are, they're just time consuming and I don't really have content to make out of the gameplay footage, so. That's alright though. Maybe we'll check a large charm. I don't always check it, but 5 magic find. I think that's the cap on. Oh no, large charms. Maybe it's 6. I think it's 6 magic find is the most you can get on a large charm. Very strange. Very strange. But yeah. Euler saying you've seen all the runes drop, just never grab the za. 158. Yeah, unfortunately, there's the times I'm playing today are a bunch of Garbo Terror Zones too. Not that it's that unfortunate, but like, I'm not really a Terror Zone fan, but you always like when there's a TZMF for Andy because they're so busted, I guess. Even though I'm anti-change guy. Put those new boots to work and get the assassin going? Maybe. Not really a huge assassin fan, though, to be honest. Not a huge assassin fan. Whoops, there we go. Kaboom. Ooh, terrorize Trav. That's what I'd love to see. That'd be my favorite thing to do right now. Merc with Infinity worth it on a Druid. If you're a Fire Druid, probably. I wouldn't use it on any of the on a Wind Druid or a Fury Druid. I mean, Fire Claw. Realistically, I have an insight right now, but if I had all the gear pieces I want, I would probably swap stuff around and slap on a Reaper's Toll. But I have not found a Reaper's Toll yet. Shufflings. So, regardless of the answer to the question you're asking, that does not affect whether I play a build or not, literally at all. If there's another build better than a build, that doesn't mean I can never play another build. You know what I mean? So. But then also, like I was mentioning a second ago, I do not have perfect gear either on this build. And I wouldn't on the Fire Druid either, so yeah. Haven't found everything I would like yet on single player. You have some shards burning a hole in your stash. You could run a couple of TZs, finish it with a chaos. Yeah, I could. The thing is that if you're not using one of the best builds in the game, or if you're using a character that doesn't have the best gear, like a Wind Druid is not the most powerful character in the game, regardless of what my title said the other day about it needing a nerf. That was a troll title. But so it's not the most powerful build in the game, and I don't have the perfect gear for it. So anytime that the heralds pop up, I can't really, I mean, I can take them out. It just takes forever. So it's like, beyond that, running Terror Zones is like what's the difference between running a Terror Zone or running Chaos right now? If I was high level and I actually wanted to level up faster or something like that, I mean, I'm pretty high level, but I mean, if I was like level 95 and I wanted to level up faster, yeah, Terror Zones it is. But I don't, so not a lot of motivation. Chaos more predictable. This is true. You never have to look at like, oh man, this is a cursed. All of Act 1 I just terrorized, it's all cursed. Great. Or like they're all, I guess I've never seen it where they're all stone skinned, but like, I don't know. Ooh. I don't think, it must not be able to be like that because I've never seen it. But imagine if you're a Wind Druid and you terrorize a full act and it's all stone skin. Ugh. With no Reaper's Toll because I haven't found one yet. Rough. Just found a lem, yo, TM. Oh my gosh, that's pretty hype. Congratulations. Let me try, geez, I'm getting way behind here. Do forgive me. Let me try to catch up a minute here. Man. Do you believe that this build would work with the Alder's full set? So it depends on your definition of work. It will work, of course. Will the full set actually help it in a manner that would be better than just using like budget gear? Better than using just like a Viper Magi and a Spirit Sword and like stuff like that? Probably not, but I'll be honest, I haven't really messed around with it a whole lot. I don't know what the set bonuses and stuff on it are really. So portal pop, kill the herald. Yeah, seal pop the herald in the Chaos Sanctuary. Yeah, could do that, I guess. I don't think I quite have all of the Sunder Chimes yet, so. Crash Bandicoot, legendary. Captain Cooper's hit that like button so Phil can find more lems. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but yeah, likes on the stream on YouTube actually dictates the number of lem runes I find each day. So, you guys knew that or not? Allegedly. First, Habib Cham says, found your first burr rune yesterday. That's actually crazy. If you've only been playing for 2 months and you found a burr rune already, that's actually incredibly good luck. Congratulations on that. Incredibly good luck. Oop, there goes my Oak Sage. Not even death. I am on players 3. Someone asked that. Yeah, just players 3. "2 months of grinding Trav straight," says Crave Trolltron. 2 months of Trav straight to get a burr. Gross. Yeah, I did that one time where I said I'm starting ladder as a barbarian. And I am going to keep running Trav until I find a high rune. The first high rune it took me... I didn't find a high rune from Trav for like 23 years after Diablo 2 came out. It was in D2R. And I probably did several thousand, probably... I forget the number. Probably like 3,000 or 4,000 Trav runs, and I never got a high rune. Mostly on either players 8 like Hammerden or Item Find Barb. Until I started that ladder. And then I got a Vex after like the 3rd day, and I was like, oh, well, we can't count that. And then like 3 or 4 days later, I got a burr rune. I was like... Oh, yeah. I was thinking about maybe, I mean, I do end up having so many shards. But I can't really think of anything I would really want to go do. You know, Act 1's not bad, but then it's like, do you really want to go run the Terrorized Bloodmoor right now? My inventory? Yeah, I am in desperate need of cleanup there for sure. Maybe later. Maybe later. Since I'm feeling better. I've been feeling good for a while, and I've just been... Honestly, I've been having to force myself to like stream and stuff because I've been feeling so bad for like weeks. Months even, but maybe we're feeling better now. Maybe we're starting to feel a little better. Tomorrow's stream. No new playthrough, no farming, just organize that stash. No. Definitely that's something I do off stream, so I'll probably just, now that I feel better, like today I actually got up at the appropriate time today. I usually have an alarm set at 7 a.m. I get up at 7 every day. I actually got up at the right time today. If I can just actually get up at the right time, I can do that before I get my daughter up, and then we can go to the gym, and then come home, and then I can get to work. You know, then it all works out. You know, as long as I can if I can start getting up at the proper time, and not just feeling like poopy doopy in the morning every morning. You know. You know, Cooper, I don't think that'd go over too great. Yeah, Rabbit's having a struggle up here, it sounds like, with OCD. Yeah, I am anti-OCD, that's for sure. Not like I'm against, you know, people who have it. I'm just saying that it doesn't affect me at all. As long as it's not in my way. That's the worst. The thing that does affect me is when there's stuff in my way. That's the worst. The thing is nothing's in my way yet. Harold Lister was fun. I've heard of that happening to people. I've never had that happen, but gold magic fine. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for L runes to Zod. That's what I'm going to try to do next. I think that's a challenge I'm going to complete. For sure. 100p. 2 druid skills, 15 FCR, 20 strength, 11 all res, Ammy, huh? How about that? Ooh, boy. Both gone, huh? Not too shabby. What'd you say? 15 FCR? I can't remember the highest breakpoint for the druid. Is it 120? Is it just 125? It's 99 and then what is it? 136? You guys know. One of you guys know. I know that. I know for a fact one of you people know. I can't have it memorized. I couldn't possibly. It is 125? Okay. Well, then 15 is like perfect. I was trying to think because knowing what the max is, then you can know. Because like a 15 and a 20 are like identical because you get 35 from the spirit and then every other item in the game is an even amount of FCR, you know? I guess... Wait, does Viper Magi 30? Or 35? I think it's 30. But yeah, Spirit's 35 and everything else is 20, 20, you know, 10, 10 if you want, if you did up rings, 40, you know. But yeah, music's awesome. Ooh. Justo, so the link is at the bottom of the YouTube description, or you can exclamation music and the bot will put it in for you. I updated the bot, yes, 2 or 3 days ago it was. Spiked shield, blade back? Sword back. That was close enough to you, right? Yeah. Sparkling whatever. Sparkling mail. Look at that. I remember everything. Yeah, so you said you can't get anyone to like buy your amulet off you. Trading amulets is so difficult because there's such a variety, and like one of the hardest parts is like, how do you list it? You know, you pretty much have to list it as like GG Druid amulet or like Druid caster amulet, and then in the description you have to list what it is, and people are like, I don't know, 11 to like, you know, it's only got the 215, 20 strength, 11 all res. Ooh, well, they could get life on it too, so never mind, I don't want it, you know, like. See, quite a bit later, but yeah, Janice says 163, talking about the FCR for the Druid. That does kind of sound more right. Let me just go ahead and pull this up. Caster cast rates. Yeah, 163 is the top one. Yeah, this is true. So realistically, what would that be? Pretty much anything 13 or higher. Well, you couldn't have 13. It'd have to be 15 to 20 would be the one over. I'm trying to think if there's a way, like, what other gear am I thinking of that could have... I guess Griffin's has 25 FCR, doesn't it? But you would never use that on a Druid. Lightning Druid? Now there is an off-meta. I'm trying to think if there's any difference. Then there could be an excuse for, what, 18? Yeah, anything 15 or higher probably good. But yeah. Best weapon for the Nova Skork is. So I'm pretty sure everyone agrees that self-wheeled Infinity is the best on the Nova Sorceress nowadays. But Heart of the Oak is not a bad option. Crescent Moon is another, is a pretty cheap option that can be really good, depending on how much FCR you get in other places. So 200 FCR Nova. Ooh. Why, hello. Hello, Erdar. Just for beating up my friends here, I'm going to take you out. Flesh maim. Gold Magic Find says the only thing you know is that the FHR for a Paladin also is 75. Like one of the breakpoints. Yeah, that's one that I never really pay attention to. I feel like the FHR breakpoints are close enough that essentially anything you put on will almost always bump you up at least a breakpoint. So you don't really need to memorize it. But actually, I still have the page up, I think. Oh, never mind. This is only FCR page. It's just a list of everything that has FCR in it. Yeah, there's almost nothing that has 5. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at right now. Staring at me, squinting at the screen. I just came to the bottom here and it just shows a list. Whoa, a little aggressive, Phil. But yeah, the werewolf frames are better than the werebear frames. Good to know. Which are better than the human frames are the best stuff. But yeah, so there's like crafted caster elements 5 to 10 with the star, meaning, you know, it can get up to 20 as the whatever. But so there's stealth has 25 and fortitude. Oh yeah. All right. I always forget fortitude with the FCR because I don't play hardcore and I feel like that's a hardcore mostly thing. Caster belts can get you some. Memory staff 33, interesting. Yeah, a lot of 20s and 10s here. Daniel said rocking the D3 season currently. Well, hopefully you're enjoying it. The best like oddball blah blah blah, so pretty much the best like off meta. I mean, one thing I will preface it by saying is if it was really like the best or whatever, it wouldn't be considered an off meta or oddball. It would just be considered the normal build, you know. So with that being said, I mean, like the enchant, like crossbow sork is super powerful, and it's tough to really include the warlock builds in this because it's kind of so new that, and they're all so powerful that it's hard to really consider them like off meta or whatever. So I'm just gonna not even really include anything warlock wise in it. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would go with that, but like that's not really a huge. A lot of the ones are like off meta or oddball and stuff. It's kind of because they're so expensive that a lot of people don't play them. Especially when you can like throw on a Heart of the Oak on a Hammerden and wreck everything, you know? So, I mean, there are some like the pure Oridins or whatever, like Tesladin, but then they're like expensive rune words and you only use it literally on that build only. So it's like, I haven't played it a whole ton and a lot of people don't, but yeah. Zealer Warlock, there you go. Yep, no Warlock builds allowed, I decided, for whatever reason. Vlad, I have not found a Reaper's Toll yet, so Reaper's Toll is 100% off the menu. Until it drops, of course. Does Dreadfang work? It does, but I didn't like it. I don't know why. Something, attack speed, blah, 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 I guess. It was just not proccing a lot, to be perfectly honest. Even though it's like a 33% chance to proc. Like, the main reason I would need it, and it did help a lot when it did, of course. But, like, I'd be attacking Diablo, and it goes, like, if it procced on the first hit, Diablo's, like, dead. But other times, like, every other run, it, like, wouldn't proc at all. Or it wouldn't proc until Diablo was down to, like, 1/16 health. And at that point, it's like, why, you know. And then, yeah, I was running out of mana, but I have so much life anyways, like, having 4,400 life, 4,500 life, I could just put half, like, not half, but a third of the points over here into energy, and then that would keep the energy up way better. Because the more energy you have, the more it, like, returns, the more you have to use. Because it, like, replenishes on a percentage basis or whatever, but, you know, I don't know. If I found a Reaper's Toll, knowing how fast, like, you know, stab, 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 stab on the Act 2 Mercenary, I would use it, but I don't like the Act 5 Mercenary, really. And then plus, if you go that route, you also lose whatever aura you want to get on your Act 2 Mercenary as well. So, yeah. I think I'll just, eventually I'll get a Reaper's Toll. Eventually. Cat Cooper been rocking some Wear Barb. Okay. Yeah. War Scepter. Oh, did I find these ones? I probably did. What is this, Impaler? I think it is. We'll double check it though if I didn't find it yet. Yeah. 5 to Impale. Checks out. Checks out. Found those already. Rabbit, hard pass, by the way. Defensive skills. So the passive only's on. I don't know if that's my gig. That's not my gameplay style right there. So super quick, I know I haven't been on too long right here, but I'm gonna go honestly grab some motion for like a headache here, and I need to get some more water to drink and stuff. So I'll BRB in just like 2 minutes. Yes, that is my printer. All right, I'm back, ladies. Bill is back. Thanks, Nightbot. Yeah, I just got back. He says hit that like button. Nightbot's the greatest. He never misses a stream. What a goat. Cam Cooper, by the way, not happening. Not happening. Blade Master, sorry, first time chatter, and I hopped away to go make some coffee and stuff. Right when you commented, but Is it possible to use the command in Diablo 2 Resurrected? Oh yeah. Yep, Blade Master, you can do that. Just type it in like this, and it'll put the players count in that you want. Or options gameplay, and they actually put in a sliding bar right here. Only on off. This is only for offline though, so only offline single player. Yeah. Ready to be hydrated, right? Yeah. Handful of Motrin, ibuprofen, got some coffee. Spontan Zoomin, welcome in, welcome in. Found anything good? I actually did today. Those super rare boots, I forgot what they're called already. Couple grailers, yeah. What other commands are there? I don't know that many. I know FPS. Now it says what frames per second your game's going at up here, and your ping, but I mean I'm a single player, so. Isn't there like exclamation sound or something? I don't. There's a whole list of them you can look up on the internet. So, sound chaos debug. Oh, don't do that one. So there's this one. If you slash sound chaos debug, it plays every sound in the entire game all at the same instant. I don't know the point of it. No, I don't know. Don't know the point of it, but that is technically a thing. It just plays every sound effects in the whole game all at the same instance. Oh no. How do you deal with depression? I'm not some. I mean, everyone gets kind of down / depressed from time to time. I'm not gonna say, and you never know how somebody else feels, so I'm not gonna, other people, you don't know what depression really is, this or that. But I'll be honest, when I get, in funks where I can't get out of it, I just, and this is not going to be the answer you really want to hear, but I just suck it up and I wake up the next day and I try to do everything again. And if I'm still down, I just suck it up, and then I just go to bed and wake up the next day and I try to do everything again the next day, and I just keep sucking it up until I get through it, pretty much. And I know that's not the most helpful thing to say, but that's just honestly what I do. Yeah, I pretty much do the opposite of what they kind of tell you to do, I guess. I just try to hide it, I don't tell anybody, and I just try to suck it up and make it through till it goes away. Gym helps? No. Gym is the worst thing ever. Nothing makes me more unhappy than going to the gym all the time. I hate going to the gym, to be honest. But of course, like I'm saying, this is not medical advice. I'm not telling anyone, but if you ask, I'm just being honest. Hate the gym. But yeah. Just me. Big lawn gnome talking about they claim that there's some kind of big hidden cattle area in the game, but you're not buying it. Yeah, I wouldn't believe that either. What kind of chumps would actually believe that? 35, not bad. Not bad. It was a 45 with 3 sockets. There's some 3-socketed shield you need to make, right? No, you wouldn't do that in it. I don't know. Do you hate the gym but like working out on your own? No, I don't like working out. Working out is so lame. But I mean, I just do it because, like, you need to, right? I'm reasonably good at forcing myself to do stuff all the time that I don't want to do. I think it's from years and years of like working in factories where you literally just have to do stuff that melts your brain. So like, you know, doing that for a few decades, that I'm really good at just like sitting there with your brain pretty much turned off doing things you don't want to do. From that statement, Phil, is definitely from the 80s. Yeah. Don't tipping on Fofo, who says don't want to work, but here I am. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if anyone in here, maybe some people don't have experience with working minimum wage factory jobs, but boy, there's not much in the world more boring than standing there for 30 seconds while nothing is there for you to do, pushing a button, 2 parts falling out, you like flip them around 90 degrees from each other and put them together and stick them in a box, and then you wait another 30 seconds for 2 more parts to fall out. Like, you look to see if these 2 metal clips are on them. If they are, you turn them around 90 degrees, set them on top of the last part you had, wait another 30 seconds of doing nothing. You're also not allowed to listen to music or look at your phone ever, or you'll like get in trouble. You know? Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of other jobs out there that are boring too, but that's definitely one I'm familiar with. Why no music though? Because you're not allowed to listen to music because you have to. It's like a safety hazard in the factories or whatever. You have to be able to hear like if a high-low is behind you or something, or. And a lot of the factories I worked in, more specifically the most recent ones, you had to wear like you literally had to wear either big earmuffs that you couldn't be sound canceling with music in them, because like the bosses would be like, hey, they'd literally test people. They'd walk behind people, hey, and if you couldn't hear them, you would get in trouble, and they would like take those away. Like, those aren't noise canceling headphones. They're like headphones that like play music. Like they take them from you. And you had to wear like roll them up, stick them in your earplugs to block out from all the sound of the blowing air in the factory or whatever, you know. That particular factory, actually, a little bit before I left, they started allowing people to listen to music though, because they couldn't get anyone to work there. So yeah. So they started allowing people to wear like one noise canceling earbud in one ear and then an earplug in the other one, or you could wear regular earplugs and you could have one of those little Bluetooth speakers that you could set right next to you on the table, but it had to be like, they'd walk around and yell at people if they're too loud, you know. Is Wind Druid getting nerfed? No. Nope. Fishaholic says that's what he does during the stream. Just kind of zones out, bored out of my mind. Secretly, I'm sitting here thinking in my head how much I don't want to do this, and I wish I could just didn't have to play anymore. You think that's true, Fishaholic? Grind at the factory, come home, grind D2. Ooh, yeah, Dasak. That is what I used to do. I used to go to work all day. I'd come home, and especially just before D2R launched, I'd spend like 3 or 4 hours working on a video after work. Like, yeah, I did that for like months and months. Yeah. Detroit, the birthplace of techno. TM, I've never heard that before. I mean, I know we had like we do like the Tech Fest in Detroit, but I never heard that it was a birthplace of techno. No. Ooh, Gold Magic Find working at a call center for decades. That would be rough. Call center, I think I would dislike way more than working in a factory. At least in a factory, you can just kind of like, you don't have to listen to other people. Some of the worst jobs are having to deal with the public because, man, sorry public, but because I know some of you people are considered the public. Don't take offense to this, but man, some dealing with the public and some of those brain dead people is terrible. It's rough. Bartender, not too bad. Bartender could be back and forth. Not a very busy location. Gotcha. So that's like a mixed bag. Less busy means you usually would make less money, typically. But then it's not as busy. You don't have to rush around and like crazy, and you don't get people too crazy, right? So brain dead people's okay, but rude people. Well, by brain dead people, I pretty much mean like the rude people. Because brain dead people, they actually think that they're smarter than everybody else. So the dumbest people are the ones that think they're the smartest. Essentially all the time. There's no person out there that like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, no, forgive me, I'm just an idiot. I'm literally stupid. Like, nobody's like that, you know? Everyone thinks that they're smart and they're not the dumb one, right? Everyone else, you know, they think everybody else is the dumb ones, not me. It's true. Wait a second. I think I'm smart, so am I the dumb one? Awkward. Aioli saying you might have people I used to work with listening to the stream. Maybe. A couple of times right when I first started, right when I went full time, they would hop in here and be like, you know, oh, hey, this is so-and-so from work. I can't believe you really quit, you know, stopped working, you know, to do that, to stream and stuff, you know, best of luck, you know, or something like that. But I would be shocked if any of those still hopped in to listen or whatever. Shocked. Like 7 years later, they're still hopping into stream. That'd be crazy. Big Law Gnome says hairdressers, you don't know how they deal with it? I don't know. A lot of jobs have a lot of bad stuff about them, so it's hard to really pinpoint. Jason Williams says, yeah, just all of us working schlubs. I know, right? You guys should feel bad for me. I'm trapped in this dungeon over here. It's Chadley from high school. I used to bully you. Yeah, actually, you know what? To be honest, there was not a single kid named Chad. Oh, no. Hold up. There was a guy the grade above me. Like he's a year older than me that was named Chad. Really nice guy, though. Real nice guy, actually. One of the nicest guys ever, to be straight up. I never thought about that. That there's that whole joke about people being Chads. And the only Chad in my whole school was like the nicest guy there was. Interesting. Why is it final day? Zax, I just generally play a build for like a week and then I swap to a different build and play that one for a week. Swap to another build, play that one for a week. So I'm just switching to a different character and or build. Well, definitely a different build, I mean, but probably a different character as well. Just for variety's sake, we'll call it. Inner sight charges. Chad Musk. Oh, Chad Muska, yeah. Goated skater right there. Do I reset every time? Well, I don't know what you mean by that. I just go to a different character and I play that, and I mean, I respec, I guess, to a different build, but yeah. Visualholic says, when he was a machine operator, I didn't like music. I wanted to hear the machines. Stop something before it became a nightmare. Yeah, the thing with the machine operators, and like, we'll talk about like the plastics place I used to work. The actual machine operators did nothing except for what I explained before. How they would take the parts, put them in a box until the box was full, and then grab another box and fill it up until that box was full. And then there was line techs, or, you know, plastic technicians that would take care of if any problems happened. So the people actually, machine operators, didn't care at all. They would literally have stuff happen, go wrong with their machine, and all of a sudden parts wouldn't be coming out of the machine anymore. And sometimes they just wouldn't tell anybody because they didn't even want to pick up the parts and set them in the box. So you'd come over and there'd just be plastic spewing, molten plastic spewing in a giant ball like this big out of the front of the machine. And we're like, why didn't you come tell anybody? This looks like it's been going for like 45 minutes like this. And they're like, oh, I didn't notice, and stuff like that. I kid you not. True story. That didn't happen all the time, but yeah, there was like, at one point there was like 40 different lines. They wouldn't usually all run all at the same time though. No, there wasn't that many. There was like 20 lines probably. And there would be, on the main shift, there would be like 4 plastic techs that would be the ones that could actually adjust stuff and set stuff up.
TMFXP donated $5 through Super Chat. Still a good dude.
Here's TM. Yo! Thank you for the $5 Super Chat. Oh! Thank you for the kind words as well. I'm just some guy. That's the biggest thing I want to stress. I'm some guy. Appreciate you. Last job was a rubber machine operator. Made parts for Tomahawk missiles. Nice. Yeah, we had some we would run like rubber stuff too. We would run, sometimes it'd be combined, and I did extrusion plastic that's different than injection. It pretty much, it was like, you know, glorified Play-Doh. You know how you take Play-Doh and you squish down on the thing and it comes out the nozzle on the end? That's essentially what I did. But sometimes there'd be like rubber coming out of this hopper through this extruder, and then out of this extruder, and you'd hook the different extruders up to the dies, and then it would come out the front. So we'll say things like, you know, around the door, how there's like that one piece of there's like a door trim piece around the window, and there's like a piece of rubber flap that has like felt on the inside. I made those for a few different cars, and like a whole different, like so many different things. I couldn't explain them all, but that's like the easiest one that, like, you know, you could explain to somebody, I guess. We made, if you guys have ever heard of Monster Cable before, it's like stuff they make for cable management for like entertainment centers. I used to be one of the only guys that worked at this factory that knew how to set up the tube line to make that, like, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah. Big Law Gnome says Brads are the worst. You are one? Oh, Brads. Brad. Yeah, Brads are always interesting. We'll say that. We'll say they're interesting. Now that I think about it. Just found a wisp. Oh, yeah. Light. Nice. Mustache Money says, you heard it. Phil's trapped in a dungeon being forced to play Diablo 2. I know, right? The torture. You wish bro says good luck on the drops. Appreciate you. Dan, I'll shout it all out for you. It's the most standard caster gear you've ever heard of on this particular character, the way I'm rocking it. Heart of the Oak Spirit, Shaco, Mara's Enigma, Arachnid's Mesh Trang's Gloves. I got some War Travelers, Call to Arms and Spirit on the offhand, of course. So nothing crazy going on here. But yeah, good old factory jobs. Kind of, boy, it's almost hard to believe now. I could, like, putting myself back in the factory jobs, imagining that I'd ever get out of having to do, like, factory work all the time. But I was losing my mind, for sure. I was literally, because after the, not bad. After I worked that job that it was, like, so loud you had to wear earplugs all the time, I worked a different job. Kind of an awkward situation of how I ended up getting to the position I was, but I ended up running like some CNC lasers, steel cutting lasers, and then like a tube laser, so a steel tube laser cutter. But I'd literally be sitting there at work, and I'd have my headphones in, and I'm like trying to teach myself, like, maybe I'll learn Spanish. Like, Spanish can help you out with any job because there's so many Spanish-speaking people in the United States. Like, this will be my way to get out, maybe. Like, didn't work out though. And then it was like, I don't know, I kept trying to think up these schemes of how to get out of factory work. And then eventually I was like, hey, I can make really, really bad YouTube videos. Maybe I'll get lucky and some of them will start making money or something. Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Oh, no, maybe I'll learn how to video edit and maybe I could like work on commercials or something. I don't know. Who knows? I'll just make some Diablo 2 videos though, because I kind of know that stuff a little bit. And like Diablo 2's been out for so long, anything I don't know, I can just look it up. It's everywhere because it's been out and hasn't changed in like 15 years. So I just started making videos and then here we are. But yeah. This is Players 3 difficulty there, Dan. Players 3. So, Players 8 was just too slow. I don't have perfect gear either because I haven't found a couple important pieces. So, I decided Players 3, that's all we really want to do. Honestly, even with perfect gear, I usually only do Players 3 on a Wind Druid because, yeah, the tracking of the tornadoes is just kind of annoying and stuff. So, yeah. Sheet metal roofer for 16 years. They're looking for jobs every day, man. Roofing, even though sheet metal roofing I feel like is easier than like putting shingles down every day, it's still like being up on a roof is not an easy place to work. I feel. I've never really done it. I have helped put on a roof one time, and even that was unfun. It was like a tiny garage and like 6 dudes, and it was still annoying. Fishaholic says your cousin's a media person for the Portland Trailblazers. Loves his job, though. Okay money, but loves his job. Yeah, that's interesting. For sure. I don't know. I definitely... And you guys have probably heard me discuss a lot of different topics on stream before, anyone who's been around for a while. I have very different opinions on things than other people do. A lot of things in life, in fact. I almost feel like anything that you do for like 7 straight years, it's eventually just going to kind of seem like a job, you know? There's definitely, you know, full-time YouTuber, like, yeah, you know, but there's definitely a lot of times when I'm like editing video and I'm like, I really don't want to effing edit video right now. Streaming is the easiest part. Obviously, this is the easy part, but chatting it up with all y'all legends. But there are times when I'm editing and I'm like, or I'm like gonna go edit and I'm like, I don't want to be sitting there editing for like the next 2 or 3 hours, or like recording my intro and then recording this part and then editing it and then doing this and then recording another part. And then I'm like, it definitely happens. Where'd you go? There you go. Maybe that's just me, though. Epic lulz. Drive a truck for Heineken. Okay. Sounds better than it is. Hard manual labor. Drive a truck for Heineken, huh? So, like, loading and unloading the truck, you're saying, to like, the stores? Because I don't really know. That's the only type of trucking for a beer company that I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe you might even deliver the raw materials or whatever. Who knows? But gosh, we're just getting wrecked over here. Oh, another dust shroud. Telekinesis, boom! Oh, there's for that charged bolt sork, but of course, anti-perfect on the plus damage. Of course it is. Of course, you know. 23 years in grocery, saying raced. 23 years in grocery, interesting. More fun in, or better in IT. Gotcha. 3 sockets on the shadows, or on the Natalia's. Nice. Unfortunately, Natalia's outside of like a budget armor with 3 sockets there for Merc or something. It's not really, yeah. Great. James!
Nice to catch a bit of the last windy stream. I'm looking forward to transitioning my Druid to Wind in another month or 6 when I find the time to get him out of normal and well into Nightmare. Maybe I'll still be a sub when it happens.
Appreciate you, James, for the tier 1 sub for 2 months. You legend. Appreciate you. Yeah, hopefully you are, but either way, thank you for this sub right here. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the windy when you get there. Thank you. Where was I here? Did you make your first video moat trick for Mephisto for fun, or did you plan back then to put a lot of work into the channel? No. That was just like a kind of for fun. Yeah, the first day that was just on my old laptop that I got sitting on a shelf over here that I never use. I don't even know why I keep it. It was just the webcam on the laptop with my Turtle Beach headset that I had bought for playing Call of Duty like 10 years prior. Yeah. Realistically, I go back and look at them and I'm like, that quality of that video could hold up today. Legit. But I literally like planned that video. The first 2 videos I made, I was like sitting there staring at my laptop, setting up OBS and like thinking, should I do this? Should I record it? Oh no, that's not good enough. Oh, that's not good enough. Delete. Never mind. No, I'm not going to upload this. I kept going back and forth like that for like probably almost a month, until one weekend my wife took my daughter like with her parents to like somewhere, and I was like, just do it, you idiot. Just do it. And then I just recorded it, uploaded. Okay, well that wasn't, so I uploaded it and it's not getting any views, so whatever, I'll just do another one. Recorded another one, uploaded it, it didn't get any views. You know, and then eventually it did get a few, you know, but yeah. Yeah, let's throw these in here. So 5 on the magic find. Fire res is a bit low over here, but that's all right with our standard 5. How many MF charms do we want? I mean, technically we'll go with 27. Defense, I guess. Better than regular. Doomiverse, welcome in. Where are we at here? Sorry, getting behind on the comments. Trying to catch up a little bit on stuff. See, Grammy, firefighter, 20 years, retired. Now I work at a hospital rehabilitation ward. Much more demanding than being a firefighter? Interesting. The only thing with any of those first responder type things, police and fire, EMS, stuff like that, every single person you ever talk to is essentially a person having the worst day of their life. Like, their house just burned down, they rolled their car over and their legs are broken and pinned in. Like, man, that's not, I don't know. I personally, like, my dad was a firefighter for like, he actually did almost 40 years, 39 years. And yeah, my brother could not do that personally. Yami, doing good. Hopefully you're doing good as well. We're gonna catch up on some of these other comments from some viewers. Let's see. That's all factory work. Hunting for a way to get out and do better. Okay, I get you now, Acidic. I didn't get where that was going at first, but left the army and got into tech and now work at a data center industry. Okay, all right. Hopefully that's working out for you. Data center. I feel like that's a growing industry. Don't build one by my house, but keep those away from my house. I'm a data center NIMBY, huh? But yeah, we don't need to go too controversial on that topic. I kind of, after I read it, I was like, some people are going to probably get mad about that, but... where were we here? You're actually one of the few DR people who still actually make consistent videos. Everyone else hit or miss. Yeah, I haven't... the last couple of weeks, I've been really struggling, like, physically. So I actually looked at my videos. I'm like, wow, it's been like 7 days since I made a video. And then it was like 7 days before that. I'm like, wow, I'm struggling here. But I've been feeling so bad the last like bit. I'm feeling good today, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I wake up tomorrow and I feel good and I can get some videos out. Or get a video out or something. I've been doing some shorts because those, I haven't been able to, and do forgive me. It's so hard to record videos if you feel like crap, which I don't know, you know, it's really hard to act, you know, happy when you feel like crap. And yeah, like, yeah. But yeah, hopefully I get some more out as well. Dreams. Content. Wait, what is it? Love the content. You're the best. Appreciate you. I'm doing all right. I'm feeling better, like I just was mentioning in a different comment to somebody else. But yeah, I've been feeling better today. Hurt my back yesterday at the gym, but it's feeling a little bit better today, so that's good. My back needs to be better by Wednesday for bowling. That's the important thing. Also, my wrist. I tried to throw the ball slightly differently the other day, and I jacked my wrist up on the first attempt, and I was like, ooh, not doing that. And it still hurts now, unfortunately, but hopefully it's better, like I said, by Wednesday for bowling, because my average is getting too stinking high. My average is getting higher than I am good, which is making it a problem. Because somehow, in this stupid league I bowl in, somehow every time we bowl against a team, and it's based upon handicap or whatever, so... but somehow every time we bowl, like as a team, they bowl 100 over average every game. And I don't know how. Everybody we always bowls 100 over average. Like, how is this possible? So my average is like 194 now, which is getting up there. I'm not good enough to have a 194 average, even though last week I bowled. Thanks a lot, chat. This was your fault. No, I wasn't paying attention. I bet my oak stage was gone and my call to arms ran out at the same time. All my full rejuice. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Thanks a lot, chat. Whoopsie. I'm still going to say it's your guys' fault. Oh well, we'll get some more. We'll get more parts back, more full rejuice. No big deal. Whoopsie. That was definitely a case of me reading. I was trying to read, while I was teleporting, and it did not work out. Good luck with bowling. Appreciate your dreams. Yeah, I'm actually rocking the prayer insight cure. It just kind of keeps the health like up here instead of me having to use potions to keep it, as it ticks down a little bit because of poison or because of whatever. It just kind of keeps it up, and because I wasn't feeling that the cold was really doing anything, the cold aura. Defiance, I mean, so what? I decided to go with this, and I wanted to throw cure on to get rid of poison and like curses and stuff, and I was like, well, if I'm already using the cure helm and I don't have a Reaper's Toll, so I'm going to use insight, why don't I just use the prayer one and we'll just get that. So yeah. What rune word should you get first if you're just getting into hell difficulty? So I would say, well, yeah, I don't know. Getting rune words up there isn't really, like, it's tough to really say what you should get. I mean, if you're a caster, get a spirit sword. You're probably going to have a stealth armor already. You could make a lore. You could make an ancient's pledge over here, but this is all stuff you can make like at the end of normal or like the beginning of nightmare. Like, that's pretty much the stuff you want to use, and there aren't really any other rune words that you can make. Perhaps, like, depending if you could make a treachery or a hysteria for your mercenary, and make a hysteria or treachery. You could look those two up as armors for your merc. You could make an insight, and then you could make yourself like a cure helm or a bulwark. That's if you do like one of the slower playthroughs, you know what I mean, to where you're farming a little bit before you go finish the game and stuff, because none of these take really high runes. You can get these all from the Countess relatively easy, so that's the best advice I can give you for rune words, I guess. So where are we at here? Unsubscribed podcast, you say, huh? Yeah, I feel like I've heard of it, but I'm not sure. Not sure, but yeah. See, Grammy, you say firefighters a lot more procedures rather than working with patients. Maybe. Yeah, I'm definitely not a firefighter expert. I just had, you know, some family members in it, but Spirit Shield is kind of a bigger investment into strength. Do I want that with a caster necessarily, or would I rather do the 50 strength on another stat? If you can make a spirit, if you have a monarch, you usually want to do that, Yami. There's only a few builds you generally don't want to. So as a caster not using spirit, you can use like homunculus on a necro and get away with that depending. 3-piece trangs or something like that. So it depends on the caster, but mostly like you're not going to want to use like a lidless here. You're usually going to want to use spirit, I think. What's next after the windy? I haven't decided yet. I just know I'm generally going to switch. So, looking tan. I am looking tan. This is right. So, last Thursday, I went out on my buddy's boat. And then on the 4th of July, one of my wife's cousins had a pool party. So, a couple of days outside for like 6 or 7, 8 hours straight. When it's like 115 degrees out. That'll get you. Especially what I was going from. I was going from super pale, so it's like bam. Any tan just looks like whoa. The soggy cereal, appreciate you, very kind of you. Acidic talking about any rune words. He says maybe those River of Flames. I could go do River of Flames. I hate all them bugs though. Those 2 to skill armors you can make. Really just don't want to do it, so we won't. Maybe these guys. So those 2 to skill armors, I generally don't, just because getting everything you get on stealth is just kind of so helpful. The walk run to safety faster, or to get through even just town faster and stuff. The FCR, the faster hit recovery. This is so clutch. I generally don't make those 2 to skill armors. But it is not unheard of for me to hear people recommend that stuff, so just my take there. That Italian skin, no, I don't even know. I don't think, maybe I'm some sort of little bit of Italian mixed in, but I'm just a mutt. Random Caucasian. Isn't smoke more useful than stealth? Not to me, personally. I usually, honestly, use stealth. You make it in Act 1 and normal, and I use it until I find, like, Viper Magi. Why am I not casting? Okay, anyways. I mean, it's not like the dumbest thought to use smoke, and I mean, a lot of people do. I just generally kind of sort of don't. So that Neph-Lum, I would say on probably 95% of playthroughs, I don't find a Lum rune, though, so. I don't do a lot of farming up of better gear on playthroughs. Let's check out this Superior Phase Blade. What do we got? 4 sockets, got the 6 enhanced damage. I mean, what? Passion is 4 sockets. Hurricane, bro? Was I forgetting Hurricane? Impossible. Contagious? There's no way. You feel like the changes this season are good or bad versus last season? So, Warlock definitely moved in the right direction. Just removing the different bugs and stuff from the character. Echoing Strike getting down to where more it needs to be. The Bound Demon, it actually takes some skill points to make it, be crazy good. Even though if you have a lot of plus skills, you can still 1-point wonder it. With like a lot of plus skills, or maybe you need to use like 10 points total to get it really good, to be able to like get to the whatever breakpoint it is to get up to what blah 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 blah, the number of maximum demons or whatever, you know, you necessarily need to get to. So I think it moved in the right direction. It's still, every build on it is just automatically like one of the most powerful builds in the game. So that's a little bit sketch to me, but one thing that, like, when Llama said, and it was, I guess it's kind of true, when you think about a character where every skill on it is good enough to be really good, then when you combine all the different skills that are really good together, it makes crazy good build, you know. So like, but the thing is that all the different monsters in the game and the drop rates and everything are all factored around builds having, you know, like this shape-shifting build works Fireclaw and maybe Fury. This one, the wind works, but then the fire works too, but you need all these different synergies to get it to work, so you're not like using too many skills. But Warlock, you can use all these different skills all the time, you know, like, and all these different 1-point wonders and stuff. So yeah. And I know you said not just the Warlock. Heralds I do like better, except they drop garbage. There's something going on there. They programmed it wrong, or a bug or something, to where they drop nothing. That needs to get bumped up. I think that a tier 5 Herald, maybe not necessarily tier 1, but tier 5 Herald should drop the same drops as like Terrorized Andy or Mephisto or something, because you only get, like, running Terrorized Andariel, you could run those even online with a teleporting sorceress like 30 seconds. You don't get a Herald every 30 seconds. So, or maybe like close to that, you know. That's what I think anyways. As far as heralds, yeah. But yeah, I definitely like the spawn way better than how they were before. Most builds, yeah, they do, MC. A lot of builds do struggle with the tier 5 heralds. Maybe there could be something that's slightly done with that, but just ever so slightly, maybe. Because which herald you get affects a lot too. If you get a Carver Herald, no big deal. If you get a you know, one of the Succubi Heralds or something, you're toast, you know. So it's like, it just makes some areas like not unfarmable, but undesirable to farm when terrorized, because you don't want to get one of those terrorized Udar pack or something, you know what I mean? Like, or a Herald Udar pack, you know, like, ugh. Like the giant guys with Crushing Blow that have like 70 quintillion health. Yeah. See, smoke is nice to use on a merc. You can swap the armor as needed. Okay, getcha. We were talking about some budget rune word options on a playthrough. Yeah, smoke's not a bad one. It's just I never do, just because in my play style, or how much I want to go farm gear and take the time to go farm gear, I usually never get, I believe it's Nephilim on smoke, right? I never get a lung unless smoke is something else than what I'm remembering. Been buying keys and running hardcore torches last week. Gotcha. Hardcore running torches. Sounds sketch. Gotta be mega careful with that one. But Vale never drops his essence. Yeah, he is rough on the essences, because I don't even know what it is, but I feel like, for some reason, I feel like it's like 1 in 37 or 1 in 50 or something. Something ridiculous for Vale essences. I wonder if the essence drops are replaced. I think the essence drops can, in a roundabout way, get replaced by the statue drops too. So they're probably even less likely than they were before. I don't know if it's a large amount, but a large amount difference. But logic would dictate they would be less likely if you add another item to the pool. But there's already so much stuff, it may not be a lot. I think they're all in the same kind of drop pool. Let's see. Big Law Gnome said, someone said if you get a P8 tier 5 Herald as a mummy sarcophagus. I didn't know you could get one of those sarcophaguses that like sits on the wall and spits out another mummy over and over again. It has 10 trillion life. I've never... Yeah, those things take forever to take out anyways. But I didn't know you could get one of those, but I guess you can get all kinds of weird stuff, huh? I want to get a Herald stained glass one time. That's what I want. just farm stained glass heralds. See, MC didn't mind the heralds last season. Yeah, I just hated doing like clearing all of Act 1, clearing all of Act 2, which takes like a super long time unless you have a completely busted Echoing Strike build. If you have any normal Diablo 2 character, a full act clear takes like an hour minimum just to clear all the distance to clear the act. And you would do all of Act 1, get no heralds. Do all of Act 2 and not get a herald. Do Act 3, you'd randomly get like 7 of them. Do Act 4, you'd get like 3 of them. Do Act 5, you'd get like 11 of them. But let's say you only had time to do like 2 acts, and sometimes you'd spend like 2 hours and get not to get a single herald. And you're like, wow, I had a 0% chance of getting a Sunder Charm this entire time, because no monster spawned that has a opportunity to even drop the item that I need, because you can only get the item from heralds. Anything being trapped behind a monster type like that is just disastrous in my opinion, which almost nobody agrees with, but some people do. Some people agree with it, but I think it's a disaster to have items trapped behind a monster type that you can't control when you can see one. Playing more than they wanted to. Yeah, that's really annoying type of things. It's probably why I don't like any type of cell phone games and stuff. They all do that, like, keep your streak alive, keep playing, play today. You haven't played today, you're gonna lose your streak. I hate that stuff. Oh god. Where were we outside? That'll get the gears grinding. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you never want the... Gonna go cows for the White Monarch. That is a place that a lot of people recommend. I just don't like cows, so I don't find them there because I don't do it because I don't like it. But yeah, that's just personal preference situation. Pay to win games are trash. Yeah, I would kind of say so. Yeah, people don't like that either. Because well, the reason you don't like that is because the game is manipulating you into spending money that you don't want to spend when you don't want to spend it. Because yeah, like most games aren't you literally have to pay money or you cannot win like as you go. You know what I mean? Most of them are you pay money and you can win easier and faster. Instead of it taking you 3.5 years to win, if you just pay $10 today and $10 tomorrow and $20 the next day and $30 the next day and $20 the day after that, 10 more days. You know, it'll only take you like a month to win. And that is a huge, and then people can just win faster than you if they just spend the money. That's manipulating you into spending money when you don't want to, right? Oh gosh. Really, I'm starting to get a little hot under the collar, like getting mad thinking about it, to be honest. I've ever played Roblox? No, I haven't played Roblox. What am I, 6 years old? Get out of here. No, I mean, I'm half joking, but seriously though, I'm not like a child. And yeah, I don't let my kid play that stuff either. Where are we at here? Let's see. The bonus experience weekend stuff and stuff would basically force people to play all weekend in COD. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I was unaware of that. Jordan says he has FOMO when it comes to well done steaks. Well, that's different, am I right? Who doesn't? Glad to hear I don't let my kids play Roblox. Too many predators there. That's part of the reason, yeah. And also just all the way all the games are, and you know, I don't know. Tablet games and stuff are so sketch. There are some like free games with 1 billion ads, and I've like trained her not like make sure you don't click on none of these ads and stuff. And she's found like gimmicks or like if you turn off your a lot of the tablet games, you can turn off your internet, the Wi-Fi, and set it to airplane mode, and then it literally will like won't play any of the ads, which is awesome. Pretty much any game that you can't get around playing ads on like that, she'll, even if she downloads it and has ads, after like 5 minutes, she's like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore. Because there's like so many ads. Like if she can't turn, like after she downloads it, if she can't turn the Wi-Fi off and then set it to airplane mode and that disables ads, she like doesn't want to play it. So I'm like, good. Couldn't blame her. Oh yeah, for sure. The Facebook game model? Facebook game model. Well, I'm not sure exactly. Would that be the ones where it's like Candy Crush and people would share like how far along they got? Oh yeah, that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Yeah. That then you'd be like, you know, people would pay money to keep more hearts so they could keep playing longer on Candy Crush, and then they, oh well, now I got to keep up. You know, yeah. Ugh, God. Farmville? Yeah, okay. I've heard of Farmville. That's probably similar, for sure. I would assume. Yeah, those type of games. Ugh. Question. Bone Spear Necro with the new changes. Good choice for latter season 15. Good? I mean, it's not bad. It depends. I would say it depends on your experience level, maybe. I don't know if it's your first character, like, or like you haven't played too often. Best choice, as a starting
in your printer.
Starting as a Necro, but Ghost, yo, thank you for the 5 months of Twitch Prime sub. Ooh. Oh, I don't have any of this stuff up. How about that? Boy, struggling here. I was trying to read and it really set me back. Yeah, I mean, it depends on experience level, I guess. If you haven't been playing D2R very long, I would say to go with either Sorceress or Paladin, or if you have the Warlock, do that. But Bone Necro isn't bad. It's just not the first one I'd recommend to somebody. Other guy got hit with some ad. Did you hear anything I said there, or did you? I can repeat it real quick, I suppose. Hit with one of those Twitch ads. Unfortunate. Gotcha. The old Sim City games. Oh yeah, good old Sim City. Legendary. I was more of a Sim Tower kind of guy, and Sim Ant, and SimCity 2000 was pretty legit. Yeah, I played a lot of those old Sim games. Sim Farm was legit. That one game, Streets of Sim City, so good. It was like before its time. Streets of Sim City was pretty much like the modern Grand Theft Auto games, minus the Grand Theft Auto part. So you could like fly helicopters and planes and stuff, and you would drive cars around the city and like do these missions and stuff. It just wasn't, so it was literally just like Grand Theft Auto, but instead of like going and taking the helicopter and blasting some rival gang or something, or some guy you wanted to take out, you would just like take the helicopter and pick up like a shipping container and then fly it to a different place. You know what I mean? Like, the ant colony game that was on public computers. I mean, it was probably Sim Ant, to be honest. I mean, how many different ant colony games could there be? Am I right? How many ant colony games can there be? Sim Tower was so great. I know, right? Legendary. It was one of those ones though that it was almost too easy to max the game out though, because like you'd build the tower the full size that the game would allow, and then it's like, what do you do then? And you could do that in like no time. Especially if you went the route of building condos, because you could build a condo for, I don't remember the number, but you could build a condo for like 80 grand and then sell it, and then you'd instantly sell it to somebody for like 120. So then you could build another condo, and then you'd build one and then build another one. And then at that point, you'd have money to build 2 of them. And then when you sold 2 of them, you could build 3 of them. And then when you sold 3 of them, you could build, and you would just infinitely build it. But then within like an hour of playing the game, you had the entire area stacked up. And then you had to just like boom, 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 boom. You just bulldoze all the condos because you didn't have any more room to build. And then you would build like office space and charge rent on the office space. But the condos you would sell, but you'd rent the office space. So you just like sold all these condos and instantly bulldozed them like an hour later. Yeah. Oregon Trail 2 had a party members dying from quote unquote feeling good. I don't remember that, but interesting. Yeah, Oregon Trail was cool. We had one that I thought was super cool. It was kind of like the hippie version of Oregon Trail, but it was called the Amazon Trail. And part of the thing, you would go fishing to and you would spearfish in the Amazon River to like get food. But then you would also I feel like you didn't have to stop, but it was like a big part of the game where you'd stop and you'd have to like photograph like animals, and the rarer the animal, like the more points it would be added to your score and stuff. But the Amazon Trail was sick. So you'd have to remember to stop in certain areas. Like it would like catalog the different fish you caught as like you were exploring the Amazon rainforest, and like only a certain little spot would like the black jaguar would pop out to take a picture of, or you'd get so many points for like a scarlet macaw and stuff. And yeah. Yes, Amazon Trail was sick too. I like finding a burr, yeah. The jaguar. Or the Black Panther, I guess. Which is, yeah, anyways. Where are we at here? Sorry, getting way behind. What gear is absolutely required for a Whirlwind Barb in Hell? Absolutely required. I don't know that there's one piece absolutely required. Geez, yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. I mean, I guess if you really, really, really wanted to get the most out of it, like most people would say like grief or something, but I'm not really sure how to answer that. Javs or bows on the Amazon Trail? Well, I guess we'd say javs because you'd be spearfishing, so. High Lords? Yeah, I guess High Lords would be used on most all of them, huh? So. Tigers? I feel like there's no tigers in the Amazon rainforest. I could be wrong though. Unless I misunderstood some of the joke. Oh, there we go. So maybe not one gear piece, but that is a good point. Rocking a barbarian with... You have to have canopy frozen somewhere. That would be the most required, I guess. Canopy frozen somewhere on any barb. Maybe a singer you could get away with not having canopy frozen, but... What? Why is this particular Diablo so powerful? It wrecked everything. Unreal. Poor Emilio. Poor Emilio. Izzy Wizzy, welcome in. Maybe we'll go to this Dark Woods, why not? How hard could it be, am I right? Do a little switch up Arunio. Gotta figure out where it is, because apparently I don't have the waypoint. I legit unlocked the Amazon Trail from your corroded brain. Yeah, I mean, for me, I honestly remember stuff from back then way better than I do now. Like, how about this one? I'll see if any of you guys are true video game OGs. Who else used to play a game called Miraph's World? Who else used to play Miraph's World? Usually when I pull it up, people were like, when they see what it looks like, they're like, my God. I believe, what year was it made? I think it was 84? On the 5.5 floppy shareware game. Word Munchers? That's an odd one. A lot of you probably remember Miraph, because Miraph's, the game company, made those like Mahjong games and stuff, and then they made like different Pong type games and stuff. But yeah, this is Miraph's World. Here's, that one says 93, 93. I forget, this says 93, but I feel like it was older than that. Yeah, Miraph's Mahjong. So that's, you know, oh, this is actually Mahjong with the pictures being monsters from the Miraph's World game, which is crazy. I feel like it was older than that, though. Like, that's just a more modern copyright. They had a pinball, this Miraph guy. But yeah, this right here is the one, if you played it, you would know this one. Where you'd hit the F key to fight, you'd walk up to him, and it was pretty much like Dungeons and Dragons, the game. Kind of, sort of. But you're going through the tunnels, and you'd run face to face with a monster, like this. And then it's like, what do you want to do? And if you hit the F key, you would swing, and it'd be like, you hit him for 9 points. And then he attacks and hits you for 58, and you're like, ah! And you're like running away. And then you'd run into another monster, you get pinned in the middle, and you're like, oh no, I'm toast, I can't get out of here. And you'd hit D, where is it? D would dig a hole. Did it even say it on here? It doesn't, but you could, if you had you could dig a hole in the ground and fall down to the next level. I know you could. So. But yeah. Legit game right there. For some reason, this is a monster. Giant rainbow tube man. Like, where did they come up with this stuff? Yeah. Was it 93? There's no way. 91? Huh, I thought it was before that. Yeah. Steve Miraph's company. Well, there you go. Classic first-person dungeon crawling game. But yeah. Yeah, my dad was like big into computers, so we just had like games around, you know. We just had the like shareware free game, okay. Like we always had Doom and stuff when it came out, and my mom would tell me this one story of like before I was born. And I don't even know how old they would have been or how long before I was born, but my dad used to get a computer magazine, and my mom remembers, I don't remember which way it was, like, I think he was, or she was reading off the code to type into the computer, and that would be how you, like, you didn't buy discs at the time yet. You would, like, have a magazine with pages and pages of the code that you would type in to be able, and that's how you got the game. Which sounds just absolutely crazy, but... Yeah, my dad was just always in that kind of stuff, I guess. Did I play the Might or Magic game? I did not, actually. We didn't have that one. Twisted Metal games and the music. Yeah, Twisted Metal, I remember being like... I played it a little bit. I didn't have it. I borrowed it from a friend and played it a little bit, but yeah. I didn't have that particular one. I don't... Or maybe I did. I don't remember. Don't remember. Ooh. J-Mod and a 45 life Pally Combat at the same time. J-Mod! Oh. Well, at least I get this 45 life Pally Combat. Boom! Maybe next time. Still can't get over that Word Munchers one. I mean, I remember Math Blaster, but I don't know about Word Muncher. Let's see. In the coming years, they'll go back to code. Yeah, well, that's a little bit different there, but... I have a feeling that was so long ago that, like, the idea of charging money for a video game was, like... You know, the community's so small that if you wanted anyone to play your game, you just had to give it away for free. So that somebody would play it. Correct. What new changes or quality of life for happening for Detour? I mean, I couldn't imagine anything else. I could not think of anything else that I would want them to do personally. Ooh. Or socketed ethereal Colossus blade. All right. What could we make in a 4-socketed Colossus blade? Oath? Is Oath is 4, right? Yeah. That's a pretty sick base, right? Isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, we'll hang on to that one. That's not too bad. Okay, let's go back and find... the whole point was meant to go get the waypoint, but... Mosaic only works in non-ladder. So I'm pretty sure... I think you can make it in non-ladder. So you can make Mosaic on single player too, I guess. But yeah, ladder, I know for a fact it does not work on. $15 ED and ethereal or Charcy. I mean, I could see that maybe argument with something like, if you're gonna make, not that it would even matter, but like something as expensive as like Last Wish, and you want a perfect base, but like something not that expensive like Oath, like a couple mids, right? Yeah. We'll make it in this before we make it in something else, you know. We can make it in a better one later if we find it. Let me look around here. Let's see. Oh yeah, but so yeah, Mick from the. I'm mostly kind of known as anti-change guy, so I don't really like changes as much, but. And I mean loot filter, expanded stash and stuff. Like what else would I want? Nothing really. Oh yeah. Well, let's just find the waypoint, I guess. One eternity later. Recently discovered the loot filter changed the game forever. Yeah, kind of, I guess. Loot filters are pretty clutch, though. Just realistically, for me, it really only helps out in like cows, I guess, to be honest. But cows and like LK, and I guess maybe if you're rocking like P8 Trav or something. But where's the waypoint at, bro? Under almost every other circumstance, it doesn't really affect anything. For me. Like, I mean, it does filter stuff out. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it, for me, it doesn't matter because I can see everything no matter what. So, wait, where's the waypoint at? Yeah, boy. Oh, boy. Stackable Wirt's legs. Okay. It's a must. Boy, we gotta clean that sucker up. That bum future fill will worry about that, though. We'll get a few of these, make a little extra room here real quick. Gonna have to do some more Grand Charm Cube in here in the not so distant future. Let's see, Tower, Andy, Arcane, Council most of the time. Yeah, so the Trav Council can be a little bit of a pain, so much stuff that it blocks stuff off the screen. But besides that, I don't really have much of a problem. Trader working good for you, RG. Good. Color selection for drops. I don't believe there is, no. You can't change the colors of the items and stuff in the D2R Reign of the Warlock loot filter. McFromthee says you want small changes every season to keep things interesting. So this is one of those things I mentioned earlier. Obviously, some people wouldn't have been here, but I have differing opinions on stuff much more so than what other people think. Honestly, what kept Diablo 2 so popular for so many years is the exact opposite of that. Because it's so good and it didn't change. I would have never even started a Diablo 2 channel. If they would have kept changing stuff all the time, I would have never came back and played Diablo 2 ever again. And I would have never played. Because you can just hop back to Diablo 2. Now there's like new stuff to learn. There's a new character, all this stuff. But before, because things never changed, I could go 10 years and just randomly, hey, you know what? I want to play Diablo 2 again. And you could play it again. That's what kept it so popular for so long. Because us old men could hop back to it anytime we wanted to and play it again. And everything was the same. But imagine you started playing Diablo 4. Maybe you stopped playing Diablo 4, but you heard it was cool again. Now you have to relearn. Nothing's the same as it was before. Like, I couldn't hop back to D4 and ever play it again. I just literally could never play it again. Because nothing's the same again. It's all different. That's why Diablo 2 was so popular for so long. One of the reasons. That's not the only reason. I don't want to overstate it, which sometimes you can be a little bit over, just when you're describing things. I maybe didn't use the best there, but That's one of the reasons why it was so popular for so long. Because no matter how old we got, or, you know, you could always hop back and nothing had changed. And when your game is really, 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 really good, and when your game's really good, you don't want it to change. The only time you want to change something is when it's a bad game. Personally, that's the way I think. But yeah. I do think possibly, though, as long as you make things not too crazy, you could change things once in a while. To be straight up, like, obviously I think that the Novasork being brought back to being good again now, good change. The summons on the Druid, now you can summon up more than one. That was a good change. All the stuff that, like, Vicarious Visions did when they brought them over, pretty good. Even, like, you know, but yeah, as long as everything comes in less powerful than, like, the most powerful build in the game, it's pretty much fine, kind of, sort of, I guess, as long as you don't change stuff too fast. But so many of the skills, almost all of them, have been brought up to a usable spot. I don't know what skills could really want to be changed in here, you know? Anyways, personally. Not all of them, I know. Everybody out there. Oh, hold up. Oh, no. 41 to life. Defensive auras. Dun, dun, dun. I guess I'll keep it, but why? Want. Yeah, that's not where you want to have that at. Give me one quick second here. No, what is... Okay, we'll worry about that later. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Good for your salvation, resist all? I mean, I guess so. Summoners with Warlock's Deathmark. No, that Deathmark skill is, like, busted. That needs to get removed from the game, to be honest. Too much right there. Maybe a Deathmark thing where it would be like, didn't telestomp them, you know what I mean? Maybe if you Deathmark and that would just cause them to run there. The whole being able to telestomp with Deathmark without having to have Enigma, like, instantly while you're playing through the game. Everything on the Warlock is just too powerful, in my opinion. It just honestly is. But yeah, that's not... I don't want to get into this again. We got into this last stream. Everybody hated me. Everyone was mad at me. Streamer wants to ruin everything again. You know, there it goes. So, wait, isn't there supposed to be... What's his name out here? Why did I not see Treehead Woodfist anywhere? Confused. Where's our boy Treehead? I mean, I feel like I just went everywhere and he was nowhere to be seen. I don't see, where's the trees at? Oh, it's right there. Am I dumb? It was on the map. Yeah. Who this man? I know, right? I just honestly, and I don't mean this to sound condescending, so just make sure you know that you don't take it condescending. But I think people say they want something, but once they have it, they would play the game less or stop playing the game. Personally. Gotten any items that give identify as a skill yet? They have not done that, no. isn't target priority just attract for the necro? I mean, I guess you could say that, but if you throw out a curse, it overrides the other curses, so nobody would ever use that. Something to override the other curses. Like deal less damage, you know? So, sweet tank top. Ooh. Yeah, I bought it. It's a bunch of stars, but it's like Tiger's colors. And I was like, I could totally read this places or wear this to game and stuff. No, you're all right, Mick. Mick from the... We were just talking about it the other day, and people were very unhappy about it. That I have differing opinions than 95% of people, it seems, I guess. It's just, there's just some things I personally don't understand about processes of other people. And it's that, like, Diablo 2 has, people have loved Diablo 2 for years, decades. But they want everything to be different than it is. It's just weird. It'd be like, you know, you love this game for so long. It'd be like marrying somebody and then, like, you're with them for like 10 years and you're like, you know what, you really, honestly, why are you so short? Like, why don't you, like, do something to get taller, to seem taller? Like, you're so short. And those boobs you got, like, why are they so small? Like, we need to get them things bigger. Like, your hair and that dark hair. It's like, dark hair, it's like past your shoulder, really? I need, like, the blonde hair with, like, the bangs going across like this, like... And, I mean, you got those tattoos or whatever. Can we get those covered up? It's like, I thought you loved this person, but you want to change everything about him. Like, you've loved him for a long time, but you just want to change everything? I don't know. Perfect analogy, by the way. No analogy could be even remotely more precise than what I just said. Do chams actually exist? I hear they do, yes. Yep. I found a few of them in my day. They are uncommon, though. Here, let me take this call. I'm expecting a call from a doctor, so I kind of got to take this. I don't know. No one said anything, and at 1 second I heard a yeah, and then they hung up. I don't know. Mick played since 06, gets both sides. Yeah, okay. The main thing is, I think my opinion is the best one. But I guess probably everyone thinks that, huh? Imagine somebody like, yeah, that's kind of my take, that's my opinion on it, but you know what? I kind of think my opinion is dumb and stupid. Like, wait a second. Well, why don't you have a different opinion then? Wait, is that an option? SOJ, what's going on? Scam caller? Probably. Probably it was, yeah. Just got Mavina's Bow Fill. Another set item knocked off the list. Congrats on that gold magic find. Z Dravi saying people want easy life and easy games. I honestly think that I don't know that people realize that's what they want, but I feel like it's like human nature taking control, and then people not realizing that, like, that's like what it is, and that if stuff gets too easy, that just causes the game to be less fun, you know, so that's what I think. Printer's extended warranty? Could be. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. I keep, oh no, I read another comment and then I say another thing about it. I don't want to talk about that stuff today. I keep, you know, only so many days of debating about why I think human nature of this and that and blah 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 and changing the game. So let's go ahead. Curmudgeon-y film? No, come on. No. Finally off work. Race! Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, I guess we'll jump out of here. It's not terrorized anymore. Space Marine saying, you still think about Assassin and Druid being the new stuff? All the torches, Annies, Ubers and stuff, yeah. Kinda, sorta. But yeah, pretty much. I mean, Assassin and Druid, I like them, I guess. I'm playing Druid right now. Yeah, Torch and Annie and stuff. The way they got those in here to get those, I don't like that. But yeah, no, I don't want to talk about this stuff. Never mind. Come on, Phil. Cut it out. I'm not reading no more comments about anything changing or nothing. Will US beat Belgium today? I have no idea. I'm not much of a soccer guy. I essentially only watch NFL football nowadays. Essentially. Sorry to hear that, G-Stacks. Got not great news from the doctor. Obviously never good. Hopefully not that bad. Sailboat. I have no idea what that means. Just none. COPD. What? That's crazy, man. Sorry to hear that. That's mega double lame sauce. Jeez. I've never been a smoker. You say maybe it's not going to be too bad since, like you said, you never did that kind of stuff. So good old Grim Helm. Probably found this already, right? Yeah. Big good. Mick watches every 4 years, you say. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, there's stuff like that, I guess. I don't watch it at all. Never played it, don't watch it. It's tough to watch. For me, anyways, it's tough to watch sports that I never played. Because I guess if they were sports that I liked more, I would have done them, right? So maybe it's, I don't know if it's a chicken or an egg type situation, or... Do I not like them because I never played them, or did I never play them because I don't like them, you know? The last high rune I found? Boy, I don't even know. I mean, I think I might have found like a Vex the other day, which, I mean, wouldn't be surprising that the lowest high rune to find would be the last one that I found, but I'm not sure. Can't remember. Hunter's Bow. Why do I feel like this could be on the list of something I, like, the Chronicle that I haven't found yet? Rip Hook? Rip Hook, right? Oh, Wither String. Devastating. Can't believe I didn't remember that one. Doom main hand for this build. Not for this build, no. I mean, using Doom, the only time I ever did that is when I was I kind of like meme build for max Hurricane, like max cold damage build, because the actual Hurricane, the spinny thing around you here, is cold damage for whatever reason. Not sure why they decided that, but yeah, it's cold damage. Because yeah, the thing is too is that hurricanes are in tropical climates, right? There's not a lot of Arctic hurricanes, but for some reason it does cold damage. I guess they were just like, well, it can't be, you know, hurricanes rain, so it can't be like fire damage. It's not like thunder canes, so you can't do lightning. I mean, tornadoes already do physical, so are they all going to do physical? What are we going to make it? I guess wind is cold. Wind can cool it down, so, and water's cool, so I guess we'll make it cold damage. That's my thought process behind how they did it anyways. I don't know if that's accurate. A good gnarled staff, okay. Griffins or Death's Web or Death's Fathom this season. So I'm on offline single player. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I did find a Griffins the other day. This is a true story. I cannot bring the Griffins to online hardcore, no. No. 4 o'clock. We're just getting wrecked around here. Kaboom. Are we not able to gamble daggers anymore? Yes, they did turn off. They got rid of daggers from the gambling thing, I believe. Since it's like a class-specific one. Reroll your Flickering Flame. Boy, reroll. I'm not sure about rerolling. I mean, make another one? I don't know. I don't generally use Flickering Flame on anything, but I feel like it's just because I'm always just like, I guess you call it chronicling now, but Holy Grailing. I'm always unique hunting. And when you're always hunting for like the rarest items, you kind of like, you know, Shaco, Enigma, Magic Find Charms, and then you get all the good stuff from the other stuff. You know. So I guess I never use Flickering Flame generally, personally. I'm not a most maximal damage type of guy. Let's see, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You can gamble for assassin only items. And gamble claws. Is there? You can shop claws, but I guess you do have the blade talent here. I don't know now that you mention it. I don't know the logic behind it. Don't know. I was just seeing, 3 to wake of fire claws. I don't know. What did they say about that? I don't know. See him saying a Fireballer in the Stony Tombs make it. I mean, I feel like just the way that I make Fireballer, the Fireball's one shot every monster in the Stony Tombs on P8 even. So I don't know. But yeah, how much MF a healthy amount? It depends on the person. You need at minimum 100. If you have an endgame build and you're the highest level and stuff, like 300 is a good number. 250 is fine. 350 is probably fine. There's some builds. Self-Infinity Nova Sorceress usually has lower MF just because of you just need to, because I feel like the clear speed of having Self-Infinity and then having to make up your FCR to get to the breakpoints in other places is well worth lowering from 300 to like 200 MF. Well worth the clear speed difference, in my opinion. But like for instance, like I was kind of mentioning, someone was talking about Fireballer. A Fireballer you can easily get like 350 in the Stony Tombs, like no problem, and one shot everything. No problem, in my opinion. So it's build dependent. A Barbarian teleporting around, sniping in the pits, sniping champs in the pits. If you have 650 Magic Find, you're good to go. You know, like it depends. So. But yeah. Yeah, so build dependent is what I would say, but I would say most it's like 250 to 350 is like for like your end game build to land at those numbers between 250 350 with exception. So we're gonna go ahead and call that a day on the stream. I'll probably work on some other stuff later today because I don't really have a whole lot going on, and I'll find something to do with my daughter for a little bit, and then maybe work on maybe some shorts. I've been doing some more shorts lately. Hopefully you guys like the shorts and stuff. I don't know. I'm not much of a shorts guy, but I think other people are. I did start a TikTok actually too, but I just pretty much all I do is I upload the same YouTube shorts. I just also upload it on TikTok. I don't know. Does it help anything? I have no idea. But if anybody's a big TikTok enjoyer, I guess you can look me up. Sweet Phil. Pretty easy to remember. But go fishing? Ooh, maybe. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining me. Peace out. And keep slaying. Oh yeah.